La réunion s'est tenue à la périphérie de Abuja au Nigeria. Ces délégations terroristes ont été transportées sur les lieux par moyens aériens, avec des hélicoptères qui ont été mis gracieusement à leur disposition. Il a été donc, pour aller vite, décidé que le soutien total sera apporté à ces forces terroristes que nous appelons désormais les auxiliaires.
Welcome back to AfriFreedomChannel, where we bring you the most important updates on African politics, history, global events, and revolutionary perspectives. If you are new here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more critical and insightful updates like this one. We value your opinions, your voice matters here. So as you watch, do engage with us by respectfully dropping your thoughts in the comment section below. Your insights not only enrich our discussions but help us all better understand the dynamics shaping our world. Disclaimer. The following content is presented for informational and educational purposes only. It does not represent an endorsement of any political position or opinion expressed by third parties. We encourage our viewers to independently verify information and always engage critically with global and local news. Across Burkina Faso, new modern toll posts are now being introduced, with 3 key locations, Kotédougou, Boudtenga, and Tintilou, set to open soon. These toll stations represent a major step forward in the country's efforts to finance and maintain its road infrastructure. Equipped with advanced technology, these modern posts are designed to ensure smoother traffic flow and improved transparency in revenue collection. Under the stewardship of Theodore Ouedraogo and the Burkina FSRB Road Special Fund, this initiative marks an important stride toward self-reliance in road maintenance. No longer will poor infrastructure be an obstacle to commerce and mobility across regions. But this development raises crucial questions. How will these new tolls impact the daily lives of the ordinary citizens? Will these tolls serve all Burkinabe equally, or will certain groups bear a heavier cost? And importantly, how will the revenues be managed to ensure public benefit? We invite you to share your thoughts. Do you see this as a positive step for Burkina Faso's development? Or do you have concerns about the fairness and long-term sustainability of this system? In a very different corner of global politics, tensions are once again escalating in the Middle East. In a recent shocking development, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly rejected US-backed peace talks and is now calling for regime change in Iran.
It's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's what these people want. They chant death to America. So we're doing something that is in the service of mankind, of humanity, and it's a battle of good against evil. America should and does stand with the good. That's what President Trump is doing, and I deeply appreciate his support.
Netanyahu went on ABC News and said, no, we want to kill the Ayatollah. We want regime change. And then now he went directly against Trump, saying he wants peace by both sides, and says no peace deal, no giving up your nuclear program now. We're not negotiating. Israel's prime minister just announced he is not interested in peace talks with Iran, per ABC News. He's also refused to rule out assassinating supreme leader. This comes after news that the Iranian regime is asking to come back to the negotiating table.
Well, look, he praised President Trump over and over again in this interview. He knows that he needs the United States support, at least in terms of doing what the U.S. is doing now, which is helping Israel defend itself from those retaliatory attacks from Iran. So it was all couched in a thank you, President Trump. You've been Israel's best friend, but he made it clear that he would like to see more. He didn't come out and directly say it in those ways, but what you heard, what you played right there, I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. He is really speaking to those in the Trump movement, those in the MAGA movement who are adamantly opposed to the United States getting involved in another Middle East conflict. And as you know, Kira, there are some prominent voices, supporters, outside advisors of Donald Trump who are saying, don't get involved. The United States can't be involved. You campaigned against forever wars. People like Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk. Those are, close supporters of Donald Trump who are saying that they don't think the United States should be involved in this. And Netanyahu, it seemed to me, by using their language, I understand America first, I don't understand America dead, was speaking directly to Donald Trump and to his supporters who are critical of what Israel is doing.
If Israel starts taking out Iran and actually pushes for regime change, which they're doing, which I predict on the current trajectory, the mullahs will fall in the next 3 months. That's not a prediction. It will absolutely happen. If Israel continues on with its spies, with its operatives, the mullahs are very unpopular. Netanyahu's saying they want regime change. What are Iran's neighbors going to do? They're going to say, we're next, and they're going to come in to support Iran right about now. Just 5 days into this. And over the weekend, it was the Pakistani defense minister in their parliament saying the Muslim world must unite and fight Israel. Fight Israel. Well, now this, up on Infowars.com. China announces they back Iran over the weekend. China's foreign minister, Wang Yi, spoke on the phone with both Iran minister and foreign affairs. And they are announcing that they are backing Iran. And they've told the UN Security Council that they back Iran. So that's where all this is going. And you got Trump saying yesterday it's possible we could get involved in Iran-Israel war as he presses both sides to make a peace deal. General Flynn says Iran is led by psychotics that could never have a nuclear weapon. Yeah, they would definitely use it, because they got them, by the way. They're getting ready to, in my view. Iran admits Israel has infiltrated the highest offices of the government. Even counter-espionage units are filled with Israeli agents. Israel opens the door to assassinating Iran's supreme leader. GPS jamming impacts tankers across Strait of Hormuz. A day after Iran said they may shut the Strait of Hormuz, that will cause oil prices to explode up to $300 a barrel. Over the weekend, U.S. officials say Trump shut down Israeli plan to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. Israel's openly asking the U.S. to join. Well, it's our weapons you're mainly using. I mean, we have. It's not a good situation. And then you've got this. Netanyahu tells Bret Baier that Iran is trying to take out Trump and that Trump is enemy number one. Now, remember, on July 13th, when they tried to kill Trump in Butler, I said, watch, they're going to try to connect this to Iran, and they're going to try to say more assassination attempts are coming out of Iran. And then 3 days later, they bust Iranian-funded agents, Pakistani and Afghan, in the U.S. and in Canada, supposedly talking about how they were funded by Iran to come kill Trump. Then they start saying, ooh, Iran might use surface-to-air missiles to kill Trump. They've smuggled in. On and on and on. And then you have Trump coming out saying, well, if I do get killed, it's Iran, blow them off the map. And I said, please, Mr. President, on air and everywhere else, don't continue to talk like that, because the deep state will kill you and blame Iran and take out Iran and you at the same time. So you can say Netanyahu keeps trying to say, oh, Iran will nuke the U.S. They can't hit us. They can hit parts of Europe with some of their missiles. His argument is, well, they'll have them someday. Okay. China and Russia have this stuff. Now, they're not as psychotic as the Iranian mullahs. I mean, I get that. Probably wasn't a good idea for the CIA to put them in power in 79. Again, it always goes back to that. Or the Al-Qaeda, the Biden administration with Israel and Turkey and NATO just put in charge of Syria. See, just always remember that. Just don't ever let that get out of your head. Oh, and Netanyahu, who created Hamas again? To destabilize that area so you wouldn't have reasonable people to deal with? So you have an excuse to always be at war? Ah, you did. Your party. His predecessors. You're a big funder of terrorists. So, again, I don't want to hear it from Netanyahu how he's defending civilization. No, what they do is they fund the most radical, out-of-control Muslims and move them around anywhere they want to then blow up later. So that's the reality. And Netanyahu, oh, yeah, Trump's target number one. He better take out Iran or they're going to kill him. And the mullahs have been saying since July, we're not trying to kill Trump. We're not involved in that. And Trump's like, okay, I'm not going to kill your leader, which is a wise thing for Trump to be saying, because the Iranians would have a lot of trouble, even with their sleeper cells, to get at Trump. Not the deep state. They'll aim 3 or 4 surface-to-air missiles at his plane. Magically, there'll be some computer code in Air Force One that doesn't fire its anti-missile defense systems, and Air Force One will go down, and Trump will die. And I came on the air a month before July 13th, and I said he shouldn't go to outdoor rallies. They need to check the reporters getting on for plastic explosives sewn into their purses by somebody else. They need to be concerned about surface-to-air missiles. And obviously, I could intellectually, militarily see that, but I was having recurring dreams of that. And I don't like to talk like that, though it's true. just because, you know, it gets out of the metaphysical, but it happened. So I went on air in late May and said they're getting ready to try to kill Trump. And then the Justice Department flipped out, was involved in my bankruptcy case, and tried to close the doors without a court order. And they told my lawyers, they said, it's what he's saying on air. It's got to be shut down now. They even had emails from the Justice Department sent to the lawyers saying Jones will no longer be tolerated. He must be taken off. I mean, there's just because the government, the corrupt government, tells these people to do this, they follow these orders. Is why they're so brazen, so naked. The judge, I think it's clear, is not corrupt, but is trying to referee all this. It's not his jurisdiction to have the Justice Department we're recapturing indict these people, but I can tell you it's being investigated. But I knew when they came in here on May 31st and shut us down without a court order, and I said no, that, and the judge fired the U.S. trustee, and then all of it, they brought in new ones who started doing the same stuff. I knew it was about killing Trump. I said that on that Friday and Saturday show where I cried on air. And they went, oh, look, he's crying. He's being taken off the air. They show like a 5-second clip. No, I started, after being on air like 20 hours straight, sleeping up here for 2 hours. I said, they're making their move. When I had Laura Logan in here, I said the same thing the next day. It wasn't about me crying that they shut this down. It was, I was crying, saying this is so horrible. I'm telling you, they're desperate to get us off air because they don't want us on air when they kill Trump. And was I right? Yes, I was right. But they failed. Netanyahu went on ABC News and said, no, we want to kill the Ayatollah. We want regime change. And then now he went directly against Trump, saying he wants peace by both sides, and says no peace deal, no giving up your nuclear program now. We're not negotiating. Israel's prime minister just announced he is not interested in peace talks with Iran, per ABC News. He's also refused to rule out assassinating supreme leader. This comes after news that the Iranian regime is asking to come back to the negotiating table. If you want to see the report, it's up on Infowars.com. And here.
This comes at a time when China has openly declared its support for Iran alongside a nuclear-armed Pakistan. Adding to the tension, Netanyahu warned that if America does not fully back Israel's war stance, it could lead to catastrophic consequences for the U.S. itself. His chilling words, today it's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. It's a battle of good against evil, paint a stark picture of the ideological and geopolitical battle lines being drawn. This raises urgent questions for all of us. Is this rhetoric a genuine warning, or is it a calculated move to draw the U.S. deeper into another prolonged conflict? How will this new alignment between Iran, China, and Pakistan shift the balance of global power? And most importantly, what are the implications for peace efforts in the region and for the world? We encourage you to reflect and share your views. Should the US and its allies heed Netanyahu's call, or is it time to pursue a different path toward peace? As we can see, whether on the roads of Burkina Faso or the volatile political arenas of the Middle East, the world is constantly shifting. Progress and peril often walk side by side. At AfriFreedomChannel, our mission is to keep you informed, provoke critical thinking, and foster informed dialogue on these vital issues. So stay connected. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you found it valuable. And most importantly, engage. What are your thoughts on these developments? Could these local and global changes shape the future in ways we don't yet fully grasp? Until next time, stay aware, stay engaged, and stay free.